Spain may be taking its first steps towards shortening the standard working week. The country is about to trial a reduction in working hours. Employees won't have their wages cut, and the government is contributing €50 million to the project. Founder of the Four-Day Week campaign, Maria Alvarez, joins us now from Madrid. Thanks ever so much for coming on the programme, Maria. Do you think this is a COVID response, or can you see benefits outweighing costs more generally?
Yeah, absolutely. Myself, in my own company, apart from running this campaign, I own two companies that have implemented the Four-Day Week. And what we're seeing is an opportunity to improve our companies, increase productivity, and kind of create a shared revolution with the workers where we can look towards like a better future for everybody.
Now, it's a pilot scheme that's going to be run in Spain for now, anyway. I mean, to what extent do you see a more permanent shift in attitudes towards this work-life balance that you've been doing in your own businesses? Well,
I really think this thing with the reduction of the working hours have been coming for a long time, really. We have examples everywhere, but the most damning example right now is how it is absolutely impossible to keep the balance between work and private life, and especially caring for children and for the elderly anymore. So this is a tension and a struggle that's been ongoing for a very long time, and this pandemic has done nothing but to exacerbate it. And I think the pressure is there everywhere. You can see it in the studies that are run every year into workers' attitude, and in how women are massively dropping from the workplace and from the work market right now, that we do need a fundamental change. And I do think that this is the change that's going to become a reduction of the working hours.
Now, some countries condone more of that workaholic culture, if you like. I'm thinking particularly of Japan. Where can you see this concept working, and where might it be a harder sell?
We actually, in Spain, we do work very long hours. Like, we're one of the European countries where worked hours are higher. But I think, in fact, the reduction of working hours has been linked through history with an increase in productivity. So even those countries that are more inclined to put output before life balance or any other issue are going to be forward-looking to this Four-Day Week. And in fact, Microsoft has trialed the Four-Day Week in Japan, and the business association, the largest business association in Japan, is pushing for a Four-Day Week indeed.
This concept, though, of having shorter working hours, particularly in times of economic crisis, it isn't new. So tell us about where and when it's worked in the past. You mentioned Microsoft there, but let's look a bit further back.
Well, in fact, the most striking example of where this has worked in the past is Google. Google has been running a 20% policy in their company since 2005, where every worker in the company can put aside 20% of their working hours to work on a project that benefits Google somehow, but not directly. So many Google workers dedicate some of their time, 20% of their time, which would amount to a day per week, to things that are not related to their job. And it works, and well, we can see the results.
You mentioned women and the impact that COVID has had particularly on them. So talk us through that and how a shorter working week might particularly help them.
So this pandemic, what it's put on the table is that there is a crisis, an underlying crisis, a big elephant in the room when it comes to juggling work and care. And we know that women do the majority of care around the world. And so what we're seeing is that during this pandemic, women have dropped from the job market more often than men, and that mothers particularly are getting the worst part of it. And this is a disaster even for our economies everywhere, because we know that the economic growth that we were expecting that we could look forward to in the 21st century was linked in a great deal to women getting in the job market. So this Four-Day movement, in fact, has been led everywhere by women. Like Jacinda Ardern, the Prime Minister from New Zealand, and the First Minister from Finland, and the First Minister of Scotland. Those are all strong women leaders that are pushing for this change. And here in Spain is also a movement that is led by women right now.
Just like you. Well, Maria Alvarez, a pleasure talking to you, founder of the Fourday Week campaign. Thank you.